Hey everyone, welcome to the innovation segment of the Eye Care Marketing Insights, Innovation, and Impact live broadcast series with my very special guest, Dr. Giannie Castellanos. I'm your host, Dr. Sandy Eveleth, and whether you're live with us today or watching during the replay, we'd love to hear from you by dropping a comment or question below. Dr. Giannie Castellanos is passionate about her profession as an optometrist and medical director, as a private practice owner, and as the CEO and co-founder of the innovative referral software called the CHIASM, a platform to connect, share, and care. You could say that referral connections are her jam. Dr. Castellanos believes in building strong professional connections, doctor to doctor, through this innovative digital referral management platform and through advanced professional networking. As she often says, each referral is a part of your network. And as all marketers also agree, your network equals your net worth. Now, more specifically, the CHIASM is a revolutionary platform that's HIPAA compliant, very important, folks, and allows physicians to refer patients to the best area of specialty care they require, and you might even say deserve. Physicians connect with other physicians, no matter the specialty, and are able to filter selections through its extensive directory quickly and easily to then refer the patients to the right specialist. With the CHIASM, it's easy to review inbound referrals from your practice's portal and to equally send referrals through the correct channels. Dr. Castellanos realized early on in her optometric career that while rotating through various optometric offices, I vaguely remember those days, the doctors, staff, and patients were frustrated with the current referral system. I hear you, hear you, hear you. Ultimately, patients were getting lost in the system, they weren't being called, and the relationship between them and the doctors were breaking down. She knew there had to be a better method than faxing information back and forth. Instead of waiting for someone else to invent and implement such a platform that would fill this void, Dr. Castellanos paired up with a software developer and created this innovative platform. So I'm very excited to invite you to our show and to applaud you for such an amazing feat. The creation of a platform that organizes, simplifies, and tracks one of the most important ways to grow an eye care practice, growing your network of professional referral sources. So before we dive into the benefits of using your innovative software and the software itself, I would love for you both to briefly expand on the story of why you developed it, if I missed anything, and maybe a little bit about how you found the software developer, how long it took from idea to implementation, and anything else I may have missed. So welcome, and take it away.
So I know a lot of the viewers here don't know me, but I love optometry. I love every aspect of optometry. I like seeing the patients. I like the management part. I like the business part. I like the pediatric part. And so since I liked it so much, I was a workaholic when I first started. I worked about 6 days a week, 12-hour days. I would work in the morning and then leave and work to another office at night till 9 o'clock, and then go home and do my billing and management of the business aspect. And so very early on in my profession, because I used to rotate among so many of my practices or work for other people, it was very frustrating that there wasn't a universal referral form or
Sure.
platform. So I was like, how could this be possible? You have a patient in a chair and you're like, I need to refer them to a neuro-ophthalmologist, but now I'm filling in on a Sunday in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm from Miami. I don't know any specialists, or I might know the specialist, but I left my form in my primary practice. So I started looking at different ways to unite the community of physicians and digitize the process. We are using like an antiquated form, which is a
Mm.
paper. Aside from that, one of the main reasons, and I know this is going to sound crazy because my brother in law is like, aren't you a doctor? I don't know how to use a fax machine. I don't know how to use that box. It's crazy. They should maybe put that in part of our electives while we're in optometry school. And so I decided to go against the fax machine and create something better. So I came up with that idea of creating a universal referral platform. And I just came up with a very simple, okay, we're just going to have like a submission form that connects Dr. A to Dr. B. And little did I know, nothing in the technology world is ever that simple. No, no. So I went ahead, and my twin sister's an attorney, so she helped me set up the business aspect, the patent. And in 2012, we started with the idea. In 2015, we finally hired programmers, which is not awesome, really not easy.
No.
Um, Programming itself is a different language. They don't really get on the phone to talk to you. You really have to learn how to manage your ideas and communicate that with them. So I've worked with various programmers in the United States and overseas, and so throughout the years, it's we've developed this system, and here we are now, ready to really put it out into the world so that everybody could use it and benefit from it.
It's beautiful, and I've taken a peek, and we're going to show in just a moment the viewers what it's all about. But it's interesting that you say, and it amazes me because we're in the we're in the digital age. Generations are digital natives. They don't understand working with paper. They're used to being on their phones or on their computers or iPads. And in our offices, we have our EMRs, EHRs, and all of a sudden we're still working with paper referrals. Or, we have to be careful. We can't just be emailing this information willy-nilly because of HIPAA compliance.
Or
And we
texting.
want, right, or texting, exactly. And we want to protect that information. Before HIPAA even came about, it was absolutely our responsibility to protect our patients' information. So I'm amazed this hasn't happened sooner. And I did take a look at the software. It's amazing. So I'm going to just go ahead and let you dive right in. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, and just let you go ahead and bring up just that window.
I
And
just
there
want to
you go.
confirm. Can you see where it says directory?
I can. It
Okay,
looks
great.
great.
So I want to say one very important point. I know that everybody has had a patient that you referred through a fax, and the patient comes back a week later saying that you did a horrible job, that they never called you, that you never sent the fax. I mean, they never called the patient. So I want a system and a better protocol to connect my patient to that doctor, that specialist, and I want feedback back. So the chiasm in a nutshell is a way to send, a way to receive a referral, and a way to manage. And we also have a networking opportunity for doctors to meet other doctors. As we expand, right now we're very, very, the network aspect is very strong in South Florida, but as we expand, the networking aspect will continue. So I want to start off with the directory. And this year we really focused based on our members that are currently using its suggestion. They wanted every doctor on it. So every doctor that has an active NPI is on this directory. And you
Awesome.
yourself, if you're a doctor, you're listening to this, whether you're an optometrist, an ophthalmologist, a neurologist, dentist, everybody's on this platform. You could go ahead and find your profile and verify your profile. And you could actually receive a referral from any doctor for free digitally. Now, this is my profile here. So if you don't know if you want to send or not to that office, you could read their profile and see, is this doctor take an insurance plan that I'm looking for? Who's the doctor at these practices? What is the age group that they see patients? All this information is here, so you don't have to call the office and find that out or send a referral that then now you have to re-refer the patient because you sent it to the wrong location. So that's our directory. I urge everybody, once again, if you want to receive referrals from other doctors, go ahead and verify your account, add your email address. That way you could receive a HIPAA compliant notification to log into the platform where you receive a referral. I'm going to go ahead into a very important aspect is the patient and referrals platform spot. This is where you manage all the referrals you receive or all the referrals you send. And so just as you could receive a referral from a doctor, you could also send a referral for free. And I'm going to go into that. Um, you know what? I'm going to go right into that. I'm going to go ahead and refer a patient. What I do is I add my favorite doctors to my address book. And so one of my favorite doctors, of course, is Dr. Lara. He was one of my betas, and he tested out the
That's
system for
great.
2 years. So if I want to refer, my front desk staff could just click here, and they're going to refer directly to him. All you have to do is put your name, the doctor
Wow.
referring. You're going to put if it's routine, urgent, or emergency. If it's emergency, we promote this to use it as a tracking, and we still tell you to call the office if it's an emergency. And I'm going to refer to him. Now, all the fields that you have to fill are the asterisk fields. And this is pretty quick. And
This
so
is awesome.
I know
Yeah,
that
this
some
is
doctors don't fill up everything, but I don't either. I just fill the essentials.
no, but this is great because again, and you can have your front staff do this. Someone that's well versed in the software, of course, is a lot of times they're the ones making the call as well.
And one of my favorite tabs is a co-management tab. How many times have you sent a patient for co-management? The patient goes and gets LASIK or a premium IOL. You didn't get to get that patient back, but you didn't have a great way to track them. So my system really focuses on the importance of being able to co-manage with other doctors and track your patient. So I'm just going to
It's
refer to the
awesome.
patient. You could upload records here. You put the medical diagnosis there. And you could put a comment to them. Please make sure you see this patient in the morning. And so this will create a trail when you hit send. It's going to create a referral that you could give to your patient. And now it's going to go into your patient and your referrals tab. And so it's just uploading there.
Love it.
And we have a lot of features, but our main focus for ODs is for you to send easily. We want you to get your patient back. We want you to co-manage. And guess what? We want you to get new patients. We want
Right.
specialists to send to us, and PCPs to send to us. So that's really, really, really the most important thing. Sandy, I don't know. I think we've spoken about I have 2 private practices.
Yes.
Stop sharing.
Yes.
And so,
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to just say that people always ask me, how did you start cold? How did you make it out and survive in a cold practice? And it's because I believe it's so important making the right connections. It's so important to foster those relationships and to grow your referral network.
Absolutely. And we'll definitely talk more about that. I'm going to go back to the software because I'm kind of a software geek. So I get
Sure.
very excited about that. And it's okay. You don't have to pull it back up, but there's so many aspects of that. And we'll talk about the importance of referral. I absolutely agree. Same thing. I started cold years ago, co-owned a practice for 15 years, and absolutely our number one source of patients into the practice was referrals. So let's definitely backtrack. And you said, one of the big things, and we're talking about that right now, is to get referrals from other doctors. Number one, this is very impressive for you to present this. And let's say there's a doctor that doesn't even know about this software. They're in your area and you say, listen, I really want to refer patients to you. Certainly, I would love to get patients from you. I think it's impressive for a potential referrer coming into your practice to see that you're on the cutting edge. And oh, by the way, I invented this software. Number one. And number two, you have it set up in a format that's comfortable. I was almost surprised, pleasantly surprised, that it looks like a directory. It almost looks like, at first glance, one of those directories where we may be listed as optometrists when someone's looking for an eye doctor in the area. These are the kind of things that pop up. But it's not. It goes way deeper. It's the referral platform that it is. So there's a comfort level there with the user experience from the doctor's point of view. And I think that's great for anybody that's looking at this for the first time. The second thing I'd like to ask you and mention is how do you see it as a way? Let's say I'm opening up cold. I absolutely love your software. I've had the presentation. I want to buy into it. How do I get referrals from doctors in the area? I'm a specialist. I specialize in, either vision therapy or dry eye. I'm doing the rounds. I'm making sure people in the community understand that. But again, I'm very new, so I would love to get referrals into my practice. How would your platform actually help that?
So one of the things I would say and I would suggest is that you actually start using the platform to send your referrals first. Okay. People always come to me and they say, I want more referrals. I said, well, when was the last time you referred to them? You want a referral from a doctor. When was the last time you referred to them? So if you start sending your referrals, you're already building that referral network with that person because you're making sure your patient gets to the right place. After you start doing that, I would reach out to them, say, you know, that platform that you're receiving my referrals from, you could also refer a patient to me. And that way that they know you're accessible. That's the first thing I would say is start sending referrals. Then I would also go to your current local business societies or anywhere you can meet other physicians. I'm not a shy person. I don't know if you could tell. Very outgoing. I'll show up to any office, knock on the door because I know that they need me. I know that there's not a lot of pediatric doctors in the area. There's not a lot of Hispanic speaking doctors. I'm extremely outgoing, and so I want to make that connection myself. Go to the PCP's offices, meet the doctor, and let them know that it's easy to refer to you. Make it easy. Don't make it hard. If they don't know the insurances you're on, that's going to be difficult. If their staff has to be on the phone 30 minutes, why would they refer to you? You have to make it easy, and the easiest way is through a digital platform that they could send all their referrals from.
All right. So let me ask you, and you'll see me typing away. It's because I want to throw these banners up so that everybody can see it, and on the replay as well. But absolutely, we'll address number two, vital. But so start using your platform referrals. So that tells me that the receiving doctor doesn't necessarily have to have the platform initially. So I have this. I'm sending out a patient for cataract surgery. I do want to do some co-management. What is the receiving cataract surgeon getting?
Oh, I love that you asked this question. I really do. So, if they're a free account, they're going to receive a HIPAA compliant email saying, you have received a referral from Dr. Castellanos. Would you like to accept or deny? If they deny it, you're going to get a message saying the doctor denied that referral. So now you know, okay, I have to refer to someone else. If they accept it, they're going to receive the referral, and now you know that that referral at least is in the hands of that doctor. Okay.
Wow.
In order for them to communicate back with you though, that about the patient appointment time or a medical record or a co-management feature, they would have to have a paid account.
Okay, that's fantastic. That I mean, because I wasn't even sure. I'm thinking, okay, I have to walk around or I have to go visit all these doctors' offices to make sure they're on the platform. So it's awesome that there's no worry there. We can do that. So so we both have a go ahead over again the differences with the paid and the free. So I'm the referring doctor. And is it obviously paid is going to give me a whole bunch more benefits, but let's say I'm just starting up. So I don't have a lot of, a lot of revenue, disposable income to spend on different platforms. I have a free account. What can I do with a free account?
So when you have a free account, you could one receive a referral. You're just gonna be receiving it in the HIPAA compliant way that I told you.
Yep.
But you could also send referrals to anybody on the directory for free.
Awesome. Okay.
The only thing is that it's not all together. It's kind of two different logins, but it still works very easily.
Sure.
And so when you're sending to these doctors, if I just open a practice and I want to save money, definitely, because opening a practice is very expensive. Or I just graduated, I want to use a free service, like you said. You could use this to send a referral to anyone. All you have to do is get on the phone and tell them, listen, just go ahead and verify your account. I'm going to send all my referrals through there, and you could track them.
Awesome. All right.
I hope I was clear.
Oh no, you're very clear. And we may want to pull up the software again to show the different plans. So I'm just trying to think of all these questions that I was thinking about. So then, of course, I agree with you. Absolutely get out into the community, meet as many doctors as you can. It's interesting too, because I talk to a lot of clients about, eye care clients about the importance of thinking outside the box. Is this just for doctors that have NPIs, or, if we start thinking outside the box, can other businesses, when I think about vision therapy, I think about going to some of the sporting outlets, or even I know in the community they used to live in, there was actually a specialty where they taught, it was beyond vision therapy. It was almost like occupational therapy to increase the reaction time of anyone that's in sports. And this was, high school, college, et cetera. Is there an ability for an organization like that to be able to get on your platform?
Yes, there is.
Awesome.
So I have a nutrition store, a supplement store very close by. They're very natural, and I send my patients there all the time. So what I did for them, since they weren't in the MPI database, they gave me their information and I could just create an account. So
Fantastic.
if there's a doctor that's not on the platform, they could contact me and I'll just manually input it. You could also, in order to send a referral for free, you do have to create a free account that's not showing up on the directory. And I could show the
Okay.
directory to show kind of the different accounts.
Okay.
I didn't know how specific you wanted to get into it,
Oh no,
but
let's go. I'm a software geek, so let's
okay,
go for it.
let me go into the account
Take
side.
your time, no worries.
So that's what I was saying is when you have the two free accounts, I'm just hitting the allow up.
That's it. No, you did it.
Do you see my screen? Do you see the chiasm?
I'll wait till you get it up because I actually can see what's on the screen. I think there's
Okay.
nothing there yet, but
Give me a second because I think it was trying to show something else.
sure.
So I'm just logging right in.
No,
Okay,
take
can
your
you see?
time. Yeah, not yet, but let me chat for a second or two too. The other thing I really liked that was in when you showed your directory, number one, the fact that you speak more than one language. I'm sure that you're able to put that in there, which is really cool. I mean, fantastic. Now, is this forward facing to patients at all, or is this just a directory that's peer to peer?
Okay, so there is one aspect that I added based on the survey. So patients can request an appointment if they find you on the directory.
Okay. Wow. That's awesome. Fantastic. All right. I
And that's
don't see it
only,
showing
but
yet.
that's for a paid account, so that you know.
Okay. That's what I figured. Yeah. To be able to have that ability. And then I think I saw that it's still not up there.
I think it's because here, I gotta pick entire screen. There we go.
There you go.
So
There it is. Okay. Let me bring that up.
this is a
Perfect.
premium account. This person is gonna be able to send, receive, and manage their referrals, which means co-manage, send medical records. Also, their premium, and when they're premium, they're able to network in our local events. We
Oh,
also
cool.
promote them on our newsletters or on our social media page.
Oh, that's
Um,
fantastic. And I do like, go ahead and scroll back up before you go
oh,
to that next page.
oh no.
That's okay. Live broadcast, folks.
Because this is now, you see that this is the next account. These is a send, receive, and
Okay.
manage, but they're not networking. So the account's a
Okay.
little smaller.
Still great though. What I liked about yours when you had the premium, and I know that one of yours, of course, is one of the premium. I loved how you talk about the next appointment. I think it has a label underneath your actual directory.
Yes, you could open a calendar into you could make it so that the patients could schedule directly through
Oh,
here,
that's great.
or the doctors can actually schedule the patient directly through here. And that way the patient leaves your office with an appointment in the referring practice.
Wow. Okay. That's fantastic. And then I would imagine too, like you've got the featured, that's a premium account. So that now does that show up forward facing to the patient as well if you're
Yes,
featured or okay.
the patient sees the same
Okay.
aspect, but they go ahead and click, once they go to your profile, they click a different button and that just takes them to like a submission form. If you don't have the calendar open, it's a submission form. If you have the calendar open, they'll be able to select an appointment.
Okay. So a patient would come to this, I'm guessing most likely with search engine optimization. They type in optometrist near me or, the name like Miami optometrist or eye doctor. And this is one of the directories that actually could pop up. That's fantastic.
Right. It's not our main focus, but we added
Sure.
it at the request of doctors. We really want to create a doctor to doctor
Sure.
connection, but we know how hard it is for people to get new patients. So since I already had the directory, it was one of the only simple parts of programming
My
that I had
gosh.
to do.
That's awesome.
I'm trying to
I
skip.
love that.
I'm trying to skip to the end to show you. Do you see this little blue button here?
I
That
do.
means that that doctor verified their account, so you know that their
Okay.
information is good.
Okay. I'll
And so,
definitely need to go in there and do
so
that.
yeah. So I call these the referral coordinator accounts. The big ones are uh, um, referral kind of liaison accounts, and then
Okay.
your basic account is just that. It's our basic. So we have a few active accounts. So it takes me a while to find a
That's
basic
okay. No,
account.
this is great. And I know that you can, when you go up to the top, you can, search by specialty. And what I was thinking before I took a look at it, I didn't even realize that it isn't just eye care. So I love that. Okay.
Right.
So you can put even more filters. Oh,
hmm
that's awesome.
You put the doctor's name, the
Wow.
subspecialty. So you could go ahead and put pediatrics, or if they put in their subspecialty that they do specialty contact lenses or vision therapy, the doctors in your area would come up from that.
Okay.
These accounts, as you could tell, these are not verified accounts. Their
Sure.
accounts are smaller. These doctors could pretty much just receive the referral until they upgrade.
Okay. No, that's great. Wow. And of course, now my brain's going into marketing mode of how we can get the word out to all these doctors out there. And I'm sure you're in that mode as well, because I know you know what you're doing with the marketing. And I know you just did that. Can you
Oh,
go back into your, and if we need to come down for you to log in, that's fine. But I want to
yes,
go back into your actual directory. I want to see a premium account. And then we can go
sure.
look at the,
I was going to
we
show how
can
to
go.
register.
Yeah.
I want
Well,
to,
that's,
because that's one of the things
actually,
people
let me
always
do
ask me.
this just in case.
How do I set up a new account for free? So we could go into that afterwards. Let me go.
Okay.
I didn't know if I was boring you, so I like.
No, 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 never. This is
Okay,
great.
so this is my profile.
Okay.
Um, and so if someone tries to refer a patient and I don't take the insurance, they're going to get a disclaimer coming out saying I don't take it, but they could bypass it. The same with the age. The reason why we have that is so that you know that the person doesn't accept that insurance
Awesome.
and you don't waste your time. But remember, you could always bypass that. A lot of doctors call me, they're like, my insurance, my referral's not going through. I said, well, if it's cosmetic out of pocket, you need to bypass that little alert button.
Right. Okay. And I mean, I wonder, so where do you put that you're at least bilingual? Do you have that anywhere in your, I mean, I
I
just, that's
do.
important.
Let me see.
Okay.
I did my, and it also shows a map. My profile is a little older than everybody else's,
Okay.
but I know that in the new accounts it does show.
It does. Good. Okay.
I think it's
Tell your
under.
developer to get that up there.
It's definitely, definitely. But right here, if you see the subspecialties, you see how it says.
Sure. It's awesome.
So if anybody puts pediatric, and I'm in the area, I'm gonna come out faster.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, obviously the benefit would be fill out, just like I tell people for Google My Business, absolutely optimize it, fill it out as much as you possibly can. Go ahead and scroll down. Now, the photo gallery, how many photos can we put there? And
Oh,
videos. Great. You've got
you.
videos too.
So in the premium account, you could put as many photos. It's good
Love
to
it.
change them. The same thing with the video. The videos on the premium account, the standard account doesn't have the videos. You could also get text notifications with the premium account.
That's
So if you get a new
fantastic.
referral, you could set it up after hours that you could look at it, or you could just set it up during normal business hours if you don't want to be bothered.
And that's great. The key, I like the key that you have there too, with the walk-ins and emergencies. That's neat. Go ahead and keep going. Go ahead and
You could
scroll.
Here you could
Cool.
upload any documents, and here this
Okay.
will normally show. I don't know why it's not right now, but there we go. It could normally show where you're
The
located.
map.
Mhm.
Sure. That's fantastic. And again, I had to find out right away if it's HIPAA compliant. So I
Yeah, right
like
here.
that. That's great that you have that right there. So that's awesome. No, I love it. Go ahead and show the different plans. Let's go ahead and take a look at if anybody's interested that's watching right now. I'm sure they are,
Walk out.
is to take a peek. That was kind of neat, that little mobile, the way that you logged in, it looked like that's neat. It almost looks like a mobile version. I like that.
You know what? I'm going to show first how to register for a free account, and then I'm going to go
Okay.
ahead into the different plans.
Okay.
So if you're going to register for just sending, you're like, I work at, let's say, a lens crafters. I'm not going to receive any referrals. I just need to send my referrals out. And I'm not saying that there's not lens crafters, doctors.
Sure, sure.
I'm just saying, let's say that's not your thing. You're going to go ahead and put your name here, your last name here. You create a username and password. And this is the important part. You agree. This is the important part. You continue to refer for free.
That's
Okay.
neat. Okay.
If you want to join the platform, that means you want to add yourself on the directory and have a paid account. There's a 90-day free trial, and you're going to
Wow.
join
That's
right here.
great.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead into the different plans.
That's generous. 90 days is great for software.
And
Really?
we just redesigned this page. You're gonna actually, if you log in the next week or two, you're gonna see all this just in different colors and prettier. But
Good.
yeah,
I like that.
still gonna be the same. The free account is unlimited. You can send as many referrals as you want for free. There's no contracts, there's no annual fees. You just create an account, you create your address book, and you could send away. I really created this thinking in like as an OD and what ODs needed and wanted, and then I'm hoping to expand to other specialties. The standard plan, though, is the one that you could receive unlimited referrals, you could send unlimited referrals, and you have your directory account. Um, we have a three month free trial, and that was just 150 a month. And I always ask doctors, what is the value of a referral in your
Right.
practice?
I
How
was
many,
going to go right there, so go for
yeah,
it.
how many referrals are you receiving? And a lot of these big practices, they have like a floodgate of patients coming in. How many referrals are they losing because someone didn't check that fax machine or someone didn't pick up the phone on time? Or maybe it was after hours. So just with one extra referral a month, you pretty much pay your system.
Oh, more than pay. Right.
For a surgeon, it probably if you get a, I mean, I'm not every surgeon. I don't know what they, but pretty much, I think if they get one surgical case, they pretty much pay almost their whole year on this membership.
Sure. Sure.
And their referral coordinator is gonna love you.
Right. And they'll keep referring even more because of it. So
hmm
they'll refer back.
And so the enhanced account is just adding an extra layer where you could refer a patient, you could send unlimited, you're managing your referrals. That means you could coordinate and communicate back with whoever's on the digital platform. But now you're taking an extra step and you're going to open to your networking community. You're going to be listed on our newsletters, you're going to be listed in our social media. If there's an event close by, you're going to be asked to come to the event. We have 4 events a year. And so I'm all about fun. I love
Sure.
I love fun. I love fun and work together because I work a lot. And so we do a virtual chocolate tasting where we pair each specialist with a gourmet treat, and all the doctors that participate receive a box of chocolate at home. So that was really fun.
That's awesome.
Each doctor speaks for 7 minutes about themselves.
Right.
We have an ODMD mixer. We have another event that's just in kind of highlighting eye doctors that are specialists, and I call them eye manage. And those are your vision therapists, your specialty contact lens, your the doctors that love medical and have their whole practice with all the devices, your dry eye specialists, and that's where we really want to make other doctors aware that it's okay to refer to another OD.
Right. Right. And again, I'm sure you have a lot more to say, but
No, it's fine. I
you
always have a
know,
lot of things to say. Fun.
well, first of all, Eric, thank you so much for your kind words. He's eager to see it spread across the country. So, what does it take to get it to take root in a new market? How many specialties? How many doctors, et cetera? So, I think basically is when you go into a new demographic. Right now, we're talking about South Florida. Let's say I'm in Tampa. You come up to Tampa, and how many do you think it would take before you're feeling it's really taking off? So great question, Eric. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. What do you think?
So, well,
Or what have you seen in your community that we're all of a sudden, okay, it's rocking and rolling?
when the retina specialist bring it on board, uh, let me go back to a lot of people think that in order to use this system, you have to have a lot of doctors to use it. No,
Right.
that's just the icing on the cake. Um, if there's a specialty office and you want to really organize your referrals and really capture all of the referrals you're getting, you could use this platform by yourself. You don't need anybody else on it. It's just having your staff train those doctors what your office proper protocol is.
Mm.
And so we have a neuro-ophthalmologist that's onboarding the system now, and they're going to tell people our referrals are going to be all digitized because of the importance of each referral, and they know that they don't want to miss not one referral. Now, going back into the networking aspect, how long is it going to take? Well, it depends. ODs and doctors are always complaining, right? But they have to make
What?
time for the things that are important to them. So I think that practices that they really think that referrals are important, they're gonna they're
Yeah.
gonna really expand their community faster. And I've
Yeah.
seen it done with LASIK. I've seen it done. One of my best users is OK Love, Dr. Glenda Aleman, And so she uses this platform, and she's been able to really optimize her referrals and make new connections through the chiasm community. So just start by sending a referral, and you're going to see how it grows. But it's going to take some time. Think of how long it took us to start using EMR.
Right, but right, and then it's the tipping point. Malcolm
Mm-hmm.
Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point, that all of a sudden it is going to take off. To answer Eric's point as well. So a few things. Let's unpack, as we say in the entrepreneurial world. So first of all, again, let's say I've got a private practice and I start sending these to the ophthalmologist. I can completely see where they get an email, they get notification about this, and they're going to think, what's this? This is kind of cool. And again, and I'm sure at some point, I would imagine this is something you're thinking about, that it will be integrated with some of these EMRs. I mean, that's an absolute natural fit. And as soon as some very smart company that develops EMR, when they see that they can include this in it, it's going to be an absolute no-brainer. Those drop downs that we have right now in our EMRs that are basically just, I'm just saying who I'm referring to, but it doesn't do anything. It just sits there. So I can absolutely see where, integrating it into the, because there are several of them, of course, we know they're not uniform yet.
We are
There's
we are working on that right now.
awesome. Okay.
We've already integrated all the features that we want. We're going to be adding a co-management module.
Awesome.
After we do that, we're integrating already with Avility and Crystal PM. Those are our next integrations. As we get users, whether you are paid or free, if you use the system, you're actually supporting us to be able to then create more integrations.
And to leverage it to show other software companies, look, like you said, other integrations to show, look, we've got a lot of people on board right now. So it's important that this happens. The other thing that's really, really important that you touched on is the peer-to-peers, the optometrist to optometrist. For years, I mean, our practice was kind of, I like to say we were definitely forward thinking in that we were referring our glaucoma patients. We were doing some medical, but not all. We didn't have all of the diagnostic equipment. So we would refer to an optometrist that works for an ophthalmologist, and she would actually run the tests. She would even sometimes interpret them, send us a letter back, allow us to interpret them with the patient. And there was this great give and take. And then we were known as, vision therapy specialists, sports therapy specialists, difficult contact lens fits. So we started to get a lot of doctors, optometrists referring to us, whether they were in corporate settings or they just wanted to do routine eye care. So I absolutely see this as a tremendous marketing tool for those scenarios, as well as, like you said, it is absolutely vital. As soon as you can, from the top down, as soon as you can get your staff on board, you train them the why. I mean, we all know how important it is to understand the why of doing the things that we do. This software absolutely makes that, loss of patient respect, loss of trust, loss of patience altogether, whether they've been patients of yours for a long time or not, and all of a sudden they take off because they didn't like the fact that we dropped the ball. It just takes one dropping the ball. They put a review up on Google, they're furious, and and all of a sudden it doesn't look good. So I just, I totally understand the importance of referrals and peer-to-peer referrals. And again, we started getting ophthalmology referrals for vision therapy. They put some of their own children through our vision therapy program, and all of a sudden, wow, an ophthalmologist referring patients for vision therapy. It was pretty amazing back then. The other thing I see is you absolutely, I'm sure, because you're not shy, I'm sure you've gotten some PR from this. You can certainly set yourself apart from any of the optometrists in the area that don't have this platform, or that do, but you're the one that created it, that founded it. So if you're not on every television station, you haven't been yet. I think it's time to get there. So if you need any advice on that, I'd be happy to help you with that. But yeah, it's incredible, absolutely amazing. Go ahead.
Discussing about marketing, it's you always, let me tell you, you're fascinating the way you think. We think very similar now that I'm talking to you even more about this. So this directory is also a marketing aspect for your practice. A lot of doctors maybe not want to spend as much money, but they could actually have their listing sponsored by a company. And so we're able to do that. Some doctors have asked me, for whatever reason, they might not have the funds at that time, or they just have a sponsor for their directory because they
Mm.
want to reach their database. So that's something that we could also do.
That's awesome. Well, and think about it, like you said, the revenue. Think about it every month. If you bring in just one extra patient because of this software, you have paid for it. Because
Exactly.
the average patient, I think it's anywhere from 250 to 500, per month, depending on what you do or what your specialties are. And then the lifetime value of a patient is something anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000. So, and then you're talking about everybody that they bring in. So again, it becomes that no-brainer where it may replace one of the marketing platforms that you have. So yeah, it's absolutely worth it. Sometimes they look at, that seems like so much money. No, it's not. One more patient per month is going to more than pay for it. Even the premium version, it's going to more than pay for that.
One of the things that Eric asked, um, by you sending a referral to that doctor through this platform, you're also holding them accountable.
Mm.
We're not going to change the world of referrals, okay, unless we start taking action on our end. And so what happens is that all these specialists want these referrals, but they're so busy that they're not able to communicate. And I always hear people complaining, oh, I don't get patients, I don't get my medical records. So as soon as you start having them use this platform, now you're making them be accountable to make sure that they send you information, to make sure that you're able to co-manage, to then later on say, I sent you 1,000 patients. I know you're a specialist, but out of 1,000 patients, you didn't have one patient that needed my services. And that's where you need to really say to yourself, is this relationship good for my patients? Is this good for my practice? Is there another specialist maybe that's really good out there that wants to build this relationship with me?
Yeah, and it won't take 1,000 patients. You're going to find out because you have the software and you have those analytics very quickly. Because there may have been specialists that you've been working with for years and didn't realize, everybody's busy, didn't realize that you weren't getting those referral letters back quickly enough.
Or
Well,
they
all
weren't
of us.
scheduling them.
Exactly. And now with your software, you're going to be able to tell that right away. So
Mhm.
it's almost like marketing analytics. You're going to be able to tell right away what's working and what isn't. And again, I'm just amazed that in this day and age that we are still depending on antiquated ways to do one of the most important things, which is to make sure that referral is happening. The referring, where you're sending them to, that surgeon's taking good care of the patient, and you're hearing back from that surgeon very quickly as to how they took care of that patient and getting the patient back as soon as, the co-management period starts. So absolutely amazing. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you wish I had, or is there anything else you can think of?
One thing, and I was just thinking about it. Not only are all the things we discussed important, but let's be realistic. When we send a referral, the most important thing is that we get our patient over there and the liability that comes with that. If we don't get that retinal detachment, that, optic nerve papilledema patient into the right office at the right time, we're part of that patient's care. So often enough, we might call or fax and you never get that information. Also, you're not carrying a log in your system. I don't know how many doctors but to have a log, but I have practiced in many offices, moonlighted everywhere, and there's no referral log. If you have that referral log, you know that your patient wasn't seen. You could send a vision loss. You could follow up. Don't just leave it in the hands for the specialist to take care of that patient. We have to care about, once we refer that patient, that they do get care.
I mean, that's a great point because I mean, I've heard horror stories where doctors have been sued because even though they made the referral, they documented it appropriately in their chart. The fact that they almost didn't walk them to the office to the surgeon, I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but they never heard back whether or not that patient went. And the patient, halfway there, if it was an angle closure, all of a sudden there's no more pain. The patient's being very blasé about it, don't end up going and following through until a week or so later. It's too late. But with your system, you're going to know right away whether or not that appointment was made. And I mean, that you're right. Who knows? I mean, liability is getting tougher and tougher these days. So who knows that even though you've just documented that you're referring the patient, it doesn't mean that you're covered if that patient decides not to go see the doctor. So absolutely fantastic. I have the website going across the bottom of most of our talk this evening. Is there anything else, anywhere else that that you'd like to have the audience go find you, or just go ahead, check out the website? What would you like to say about
You
that?
could find me on my LinkedIn profile, Giannie Castellanos. You can follow me there. You could also follow the CHIASM LinkedIn. We go ahead and we post any specialists in the area. So just in case you want to know of other doctors, other optometrists, or specialists that you could refer to. And if anybody has any questions, you could also just send me a message. I love LinkedIn. I love meeting other doctors, whether it's about my platform or private practice or anything related to optometry. I enjoy definitely having conversations with other optometrists or
And
other
that's
ophthalmologists too.
Yeah, and I think that's how we met. It was through LinkedIn.
Exactly.
So it is a fantastic platform for optometrists. It's great, and it has been an absolute pleasure learning about your software, about you. Finally, getting to chat one on one. We've been sort of doing the same thing on LinkedIn, DMing and texting and whatnot. So it is wonderful meeting you. It is wonderful hearing about the software, and I absolutely wish you tons and tons of luck with this. Congratulations. This was not an easy thing to do. People don't
Oh, no.
realize just how much work, you really have to go through that customer journey and figure out every little detail. So I think that's fantastic, and I really appreciate it. So hang around. We'll chat some more at the as we shut down over here. Maybe we'll talk some marketing and with the software, but we'll close out for the time being now. And I appreciate it. And I'm doing a little bit of fancy stuff here, but thank you for those watching live or on the replay, and thank you. And I apologize, I did not pronounce your name correctly, Dr. Giannie Castellanos, for taking the time out of your busy day to join us for the innovation segment of Eye Care Marketing Insights, Innovation, and Impact. I'm your host, Dr. Sandy Eveleth, your Eye Care Marketing OD, and as a practice consultant and certified master marketer, I love helping eye care professionals attract more ideal patients to maximize their wealth, time, and practice growth. If you'd like to book an innovative strategic marketing session with me, you've got that little banner up at the top, but it's drsandyeveleth.com/book Dr. Sandy. And thanks again. And I so look forward to seeing everybody on the next chat.